you see it a few times where they quote something like, oh, yeah, because XYZ mentioned in the Book of Jasher.
Yeah.
Book of Jasher? It's like what is that? And we'll just gaze right over it, read right over it, because it's like, we'll say, like we're literally contradicting the people that we're claiming you can't contradict. It's like, or our statement, our belief. It's like, this is the only book that matters.
Yeah.
But then someone in this book said another book matters outside of these documents. What do you do with that?
And here's the double standard of this. If Jesus references Genesis, then we say the authority of Genesis rides on the fact that Jesus used it. If Paul uses the Old Testament and says it good, it's the authority of whatever Paul referenced rides on the fact. If the Old Testament is false, then Paul is false. Or if Paul isn't right about this, then this is this. And then we get to Jude, and we talk about Moses' bones being wrestled with Michael the angel and Satan.
Right.
Ain't in Genesis. That ain't in Exodus. That ain't in Leviticus. We have not heard of that.
Wait, where is he getting this from?
That is from, actually, where is that from? Enoch?
Book of Enoch?
It doesn't matter. The point is, it's not in the Bible. Someone used it as authoritative, and all of a sudden what we'll hear is, it's not that the authority of Enoch isn't now authoritative because Jude used it, and Jude isn't uncreditable because he used something outside of what we believe. It's just because someone uses something extra biblical doesn't mean that that thing gets authority. All of a sudden, we're able to disconnect the reference from the word.
But that's how you know it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's not about being honest and standing on that statement. It's like people just want to fulfill their agenda. Like that's what that is. Because to me, it's no different than if my sister or my brother, someone I care about, my spouse, whoever, if they are guilty of a crime and everyone's accusing them, saying, we got footage, we got documents, we got this, we got all this evidence, we saw that they did it, but I'm like, that's my family, that's my friend. Like, I don't want them to go to jail. I don't want them to be guilty.
Yeah.
So, but it's an awkward position when they're presenting all this evidence.
Right.
And it's like, notice my hesitancy in a situation like that. I'm not going to be looking at them like, oh, yeah, they did it. Y'all need to go to jail. I'm not coming with that energy.
Right.
But if it was somebody else, I maybe would, someone I didn't care about. But my agenda is I care about my family or this person, this loved one. So I'm going to be hesitant with the clear evidence in front of me. I might pause or be like, well, I need to look into the evidence more.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, is I could go so many places with this. If somebody comes and says, in this paper, this is the reason why they're not guilty, all of a sudden I'm like, see?
Right.
Confident.
Right.
I don't even know what's in there. I didn't even look. And it's just one little piece of paper. And it's like they got all this evidence laid out. But I'm already confident. Like, you can tell where my bias is leaning.
And that's how, the reason this is so important is because I've seen this happen with Christians in debates all the time. And it's a lack of honesty to some extent. And I don't want to spoil the show. You're watching it together. But there's a scene. I'll take your paper example just in case somebody catches it. Okay. But it's the idea of like, I'm showing you all this evidence. And I'm like, hey, your family member really committed these crimes. I'm really sorry. And you're just like, no, they didn't. I'm not even trying to hear that, yada, 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 this, that, and the other. And while we're still having the conversation, someone else breaks in the door and says, I have the documents that prove that he's innocent. And you're like, see, I knew it. I already knew the justice system was going to make sure and yada, yada, yada. He's innocent. You're wrong. This and that. And little did you know, the person behind me is actually with me. They put the documents down and it's a bunch of loose leaf papers. Ain't nothing written on them. All I wanted to expose was your bias. I never actually meant to prove anything.
Exactly.
Nothing happened. No one's in danger. No one committed I just needed you to see for yourself that you the problem.
Right. Like, yeah, that you do have a bias that is very dangerous.
Yeah.
Because that means you will defend something even if false, and you're not even open to trying to see and check your previous statement or what you are currently standing on. It's like what you believe in this moment, even if evidence comes against it, it's like, are you willing to revisit that? Are you willing to check?
Yeah.
If it's about truth, you will.
Yeah. Hey, if you enjoyed this clip from TLR Podcast, please hit that like and subscribe button so we can keep making more content like this. Also, if y'all want the full thoughts on freedom from the law, please hit the link on screen that'll take you to the full podcast so y'all can get our full thoughts. Have a good day, and hopefully we see y'all in the next video. Peace.